The price of consumer goods in Nigeria is about to explode. Almost everything that you need for everyday livelihood will soon become way more expensive than what we are used to. I am talking about the cost of daily necessities, including transportation, housing, food, clothing, electronics, and all of that. And the reason is because on the 29th of May 2023, Mr. President Bola Ahmad Tinubu, during his inaugural speech, announced that the fuel subsidy program Nigerians have enjoyed for a very long time is gone, implying that the federal government can no longer fund the cost of subsidy on PMS. Immediately the president made this statement, the first thing that happened was fuel became scarce nationwide, and then followed by a drastic increase of fuel pump price. By the next day, the average cost of transportation had doubled or even tripled in some places. And this is just the beginning of the changes we are about to experience. Nobody can say for sure what is going to happen in the next couple of days, weeks, months, or years, but one thing is certain. This change is going to massively affect your cost of living. Now, my goal in this video is not to make a political argument for or against this policy. You know that's not what I do on this channel. Rather, my goal in this video is to show you the 4 things you can do to ensure that you don't suffer financially during this period. But before I go ahead to share these tips with you, first you need to understand the concept of fuel subsidy, why it is this important, and how fuel subsidy removal affects you and the Nigerian economy. To give a simple explanation of fuel subsidy, let me use an illustration that everybody can relate with. We all know that you need to eat food every day to stay healthy and do the things you need to do. Now imagine that your favorite meal is jollof rice, and a plate of jollof rice at your preferred restaurant usually costs 10,000 naira. Because you don't have a lot of money, it is going to be too expensive and quite difficult for you to eat your favorite meal every day. But then, while you are still trying to figure out how to afford a plate of jollof rice, your parents came up and told you, we understand that you need to eat jollof rice every day, but since you don't really have a lot of money, we are going to help you. Every time you buy a plate of jollof rice, you only have to pay 5,000 naira, and we will take care of the other 5,000 naira for you. This means you can eat your favorite food every day and pay just 50% of the amount, because your parents will help you settle the remaining 50% from their pocket. That is exactly how subsidies work. Cars, generators, factories, and the likes need fuel to run, just like you need food. But sometimes fuel can be very expensive. So to make things easier for its people, governments in some countries, especially oil producing countries, can decide to pay part of the cost of fuel for their citizens. And that is basically the meaning of fuel subsidy, where the government decides to pay part of the cost of fuel people use in the country. To understand fuel subsidy removal and what it can lead to, let's go back to our earlier illustration. Imagine that one day your parents sit you down and tell you, we can't continue to pay the extra 5,000 naira for your food anymore. From now on, you will have to pay the full 10,000 naira anytime you decide to eat jollof rice. This could either be because they can't afford to keep up with the payment, or they want to channel that money into other things like maybe taking care of the house or something. For you, this means your cost of eating jollof rice is now 2 times what it used to be, because you now have to pay the full price by yourself. And at your current income level, if you continue eating jollof rice as usual, it's just a matter of time before you completely run out of money. This is a bit like fuel subsidy removal. So the government might decide they can't continue to pay part of the cost of fuel, and when this happens, people and businesses will have to pay the full price. So that is why the price of fuel in Nigeria went from around 185 naira per liter to over 500 naira per liter. Immediately Mr. President mentioned that fuel subsidy is gone. And because so many other sectors in the country rely heavily on fuel, this price increase is soon going to impact almost every other thing you use. Nigerians kind of knew fuel subsidy was coming because all the major candidates of the 2023 presidential election during their campaigns had mentioned that fuel subsidy needs to go. But nobody expected this to happen immediately the new president assumed office, not to even think of it happening on the very first day. While all of this is happening, you definitely don't want to go broke because of fuel subsidy removal. You still want to live comfortably and still be able to afford the things you need. So here are the 4 things you can do to make sure that this change does not crush you financially. The first thing you can do is to eliminate unnecessary expenses. The cost of goods and services are going to go up, and one thing you don't want to catch yourself doing at a time like this is spending money on things you don't need. More so because these things that you don't actually need will also start costing you 2 times or even 3 times their usual price. For instance, going to places that you don't have to. Now you are going to spend more on transportation and still achieve nothing with it. One very simple exercise you can use to remove unnecessary expenses from your list is to print your account statement of the last 3 months, check through and find those things that you've been spending money on, even though they are not that important to you. If you can still enjoy a healthy, happy and comfortable life without them, then you probably should not be paying for them anymore. Another way to reduce your expenses is look at some of the things that are currently burning your money. Try to see if you can find alternatives that are cheaper but can help you achieve the same results. For instance, getting an inverter will reduce your reliance on generators, thereby saving you a good sum on fuel. Tiny changes like this in different areas can help you reduce costs and save up some good amount of money that you can channel into more meaningful and valuable things. The second thing you can do to help yourself is to develop healthy money habits. You need to remember that the money you have in your wallet right now will be able to afford less than it did in the past. And since it's no longer business as usual, you have to become more intentional with how you spend your money. If money comes into your hand and it disappears as soon as it comes without you being able to account for how or where it went, then this might be a very hard time for you. Simple money habits like spending less than you earn, saving a part of your income in preparation for investment opportunities or emergencies, staying away from debt, budgeting and tracking how you use your money will make your life way more easier and help you achieve financial stability even in uncertain times. The third thing you can do is to increase your income. The fact is, the amount you are currently earning might no longer be able to give you the kind of life you want, even if you try to save and reduce costs. That is why you need to work towards growing your income. Ask yourself, what can you do to double or triple your income before the end of the year? A good way to start is by becoming more productive and more efficient so that you are able to get more profitable work done in the same amount of time. Then start considering ways to scale what you are currently doing. For instance, if you sell products online, how do you increase the number of sales you make every month? And if you are a service-based business, how do you get more clients? Or what can you do to increase your value so that you can charge more money per client? Increasing your income might require you to learn a new skill in order to unlock more earning opportunities, but it's very possible. Set a goal to double or triple your net income before the end of 2023. Then remove all distractions and work consistently towards achieving that goal. The next thing you want to do is to create multiple streams of income. You see, fuel subsidy removal and rise in cost of living is going to impact every business in the country, but the level of impact businesses are going to feel will not be the same. Some businesses will suffer more than others, some will survive, while some will do extremely well this period. That is why having multiple streams of income is a big advantage. Whatever happens, you are going to have options. If you rely completely on a single source of income and something goes wrong with it, you'll be left with zero. Having multiple streams of income is more secured and even more profitable. Whether you run your own business or you have a job, it is always a good idea to create more ways to make money for yourself. The basic way to start with this is to commit 1 to 2 hours every day towards building a second business. And if you are cash positive, creating multiple streams of income becomes even more easier. You can pick a simple business model and pay other people to do the technical aspect of the business for you. Or you can put your money into investments that will yield ROI periodically. Of course, you will need to do your due diligence to make sure you are making the right investment. Whichever way, creating multiple streams of income definitely should be somewhere at the top of your to-do list. If you implement these 4 tips I've just shared with you, you'll be better prepared financially for the changes we are about to experience. The entire essence of fuel subsidy removal is that the government will be able to save up billions of naira that it can use to develop other sectors and build a better economy in the country. Even though some people are doubting if the resources that will be realized from this policy will be used properly. Let me know what you think about the fuel subsidy removal in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe and turn on all notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.